How we doing, everyone? This is Matt. Welcome back to my channel, a channel dedicated to going to some unique breweries, some unique beer bars, and just flat out drink some unique beers. Today's adventure takes us to Bethel, Minnesota, where we'll talk to the owner and brewer Brandon and visit Garphish Brewing. We are in downtown Bethel, Minnesota. It's not very big. Here's the main drag. Just a few houses. Got the dugout bar over there. And I believe Garphish is right there. It was old City Hall. I think the building is like 100 and some years old, 111 I believe. So we're gonna walk in and have some beers and see what the inside looks like. I believe it's here. Yep, here it is. There's the hours. I don't know how accurate these are in the COVID times, but let's go in. Oh,
thank you,
excuse me.
man.
Of course.
Ooh. Gentleman and a scholar.
Did you leave some beer in there for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
There's a storm coming.
Yeah, so here we go. You can tell it's old. The floors are creaking. Reminds me of an old dance hall back in the day. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Got the church pews here. That's kind of sweet. Here's their sticker wall. This must be, I bet they have maybe live music up here or something. All the stickers, I see 12 Eyes, Roundhouse. I should have brought myself one along to put on there. Looks like they have pizzas and pretzels. I don't see any other food. There's what their tap list looks like. Up there they got a Kolsch, a Blonde, a Stout, Dunkel, Brown, Nitro, the IPA, a Saison, a Pale Ale, and a Kombucha. So they do have non-alcoholic stuff available here too. So yeah, it's pretty good. Well, I got the Subliminal Haze Northeast IPA. It's pretty good. I like the color in it. It's very it's the right color for a haze. It's not overly juicy, but it is a bit hoppy, but it is good. I should do this the right way. With the logo. This is on the passport, so I will get another one here and then probably move along. It says, yeah, 100-year-old former City Hall. This is. So live music and food trucks most Fridays and Saturdays, so I imagine that not very much music going on here these days with the COVID going on. And I did see a food truck outside, but I'm sure in normal times there'd be a food truck out front or somewhere. I'm not sure if it's dog friendly or not. I don't believe so. And I don't see a patio. I don't know if they have a patio or not. But it's fairly big. I would say probably, well, it says 85 people is max to fit in here. But I bet if you get a bunch of people in here, you could probably fit 100. But yeah, so far so good. Talked to the owner, I believe, and pretty nice guy. Telling me some history. He even gave me a free sample of the. That's right. Was this the pale ale you gave me a taste of here?
That's allergic to jerk.
Ah. I'm not quite beer snobby enough to be like, ooh, that's a perfect pale ale. I'm just like, oh, it's good.
If you were a cicerone and you had that, you'd be like, what yeast are you using?
Yeah, I would have no clue.
Because it's not an American ale yeast, it's a German Kolsch yeast. So
I can identify, like, if I read it and say, like, different types of hops, like, oh yeah, I kind of taste it in there, but I couldn't be able to pick it out by myself without being...
The brewing community's made it a lot easier now to recognize certain hop flavors too, because we're using more of them.
Yeah.
Like Citra, Mosaic, Galaxy, like those hops are very well known now, because there's real popular beers like Pseudo Sue, and, King Sue from Toppling Glass,
PG.
or Extra Citra from Surly, or something that's like really circulated, that has those real popular flavors that people get used to.
Yep.
But I could throw a pale ale made with Sabra in front of you and you'd be like, did you add coconut to this? Right?
Maybe.
Oh, that's not hot. That's
right.
I know what that tastes like.
Yeah, I just know how to drink it. I don't really know a lot about it. I mean, I can taste the difference between a pale ale and IPA, or a wheat beer, or a Kolsch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's about as far as I go.
It's different when you start to understand, like, for me, malt is still like the trickiest part to pick out. Like, I can tell you when I brew a stout and I substitute some dark roasted barley, like Carafa 1, Carafa 3. The difference there is how long it's roasted. At 300, 1 to 3. Or pale chocolate. Pale chocolate tastes just like chocolate, but it's a pale malt.
Right.
So it's not killing this one. So you don't get these acrid, roasty, kind of coffee, burnt, ashy kind of flavors.
Yep.
And you get more chocolate, more sweet, more candy, more hot cocoa, or you get that instead of all the other acrid, ashy things that people don't like about dark beers typically.
How long have you been brewing?
About 10 years.
10 years? Did you start like in your garage, or yeah?
Yeah.
So you must have just started like right at the beginning of the boom.
I homebrewed a lot.
Did you?
And when I say a lot, I brewed a lot of beer, and I did it very often. Like, there was no problem for me to hit the 200 gallon a year mark.
Really?
That's like the legal. Yeah.
The legal.
The legal.
I suppose you had a popular garage then?
Yeah. Yeah, we had a 3-tap tower at home, very similar to these. Which is funny, ironically enough, I've never had beer on tap at home since we started. I just haven't.
No? Well, you don't. Why would you? You got here.
I can just grab a crowler or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, I'm really a really expensive version of what I should. It's probably more. My beers are the most expensive beers, so I should be cutting costs. I should be kegging at home, but.
Not well. And how long you been in this space?
Just over 2 years.
Just over 2? Do you live close to here then?
Yeah, so I live about 10 minutes that way.
Okay, so that's kind of why you wanted this area.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, we were originally going to be in East Bethel, kind of right off the Central when you came up, right by the movie theater over there. And then we came across this building and a chance to own instead of lease. So that was lucrative. And then we have kind of more instant equity in the business when you own it.
Sure.
It's a building that you can.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of, I know it's an old city hall, but it reminds me a lot of, like, I had Plato City Hall where you'd have wedding dances and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was very much like a community center slash. Yeah. So I had actually never stepped foot in this building before we bought it.
How's it doing? Is it pretty solid? No problems with the roof or anything?
We rebuilt it all.
Did ya?
This room is pretty much the most untouched area of the building. Reinforced the roof a little bit. They did new shingles, all new electrical. All the fixtures in here, the fans are new.
I suppose you had to upgrade a little bit.
We pulled like that brown tin was all the way around here. This orange wall wasn't there. So that wall where the deer the antlers are there, that went all the way across. So we added this bump out. This is the women's room at the end of the hallway by the women's room. There's a stall right there that goes this way, and another one that goes this way, and then you hit the men's room that goes over there.
So the Plato hall is like you went downstairs, then there was the bathrooms there, and then just all your brewing equipment downstairs?
Yeah, so we pulled all that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was like 2 creepy little bathrooms.
Yep, they weren't doing very good.
You want them on nitro? I'll give you a
No carbonation, right?
it's very the lower carbonation level.
Look, you can see that sign right there. No Wi-Fi, talk to each other.
That's nitro. You see so this is regular beer gas, so it's like 75% CO2, 25% nitrogen. This is the opposite. This is 75% nitrogen. A little creamier head.
There you go. Now you know what a nitro is.
Yeah, nitro is it's an inert gas, so it doesn't stay in solution. It likes to be out.
That's why you hit your head on it.
Yep.
Kind of how you pour a Guinness.
Yeah. Like they say the proper pint of Guinness takes like 5 minutes to pour.
When I was in Ireland and everybody was drinking Guinness, they'd have like 8 to 10 glasses just lined up. You know, they'd start, pour them halfway, let them sit, and then, you know, once they were done with their thing, they'd start, then refill them again.
Damn good beer.
Oh, for sure, man.
Somebody told me that there is the actual competition to make the perfect pour of Guinness. So in the Guinness cup, they have their logo, and apparently the head has to be just touching that logo on the top of their Guinness glass, and that's the perfect pour apparently.
So right when we got this on tap, all hooked up, I poured one. To me, that's all I want. That's all I had somebody say, hey, can you pour that off? No, that sounds good. Trust me. Get your lip right in there, even touch your nose. You sure?
Yeah, it's kind of like a milk stash. I don't know what I'm gonna get next. Maybe I'll try a brown or a dunkel. I can't just do IPAs all day. So now I have to put this online because I got the guy's card, so it's gonna be up there. Put this in my little book so I don't lose it. One thing I like to do at breweries is like sit at the bar and like watch what everybody else drinks. It's kind of like I equate it to sitting at the bar at a sushi restaurant. You're like, oh, what's that one? That one looks good. Oh, what's that? I think I'll have that next. So seeing what other people order is kind of interesting too, because I'm like, pour it and like, oh, I'll probably do that one. That one looks good. Or sometimes I like to look smart and try to be like, oh, what type of beer do you like? Oh, you should try this one or that one. And I don't know anything about beer, but I try.
So you can find out what they have.
You guys have stickers as well?
I do.
I'll grab one of those too, please. Thank you. My buddy's on like 85 or something.
Nice.
Breweries out of
What's
here.
his name?
John?
John Chefs.
Yep.
Yeah, so Weller's
He was here a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
I call him on beer people, but hey, he's doing all right.
So is that like buy one for a person's name and
Yep.
get one?
Beer it forward.
There you go. Well, that was a fun little trip. I talked to the owner, Brandon. Really nice guy, really knowledgeable about his beers. Talked to a couple from Rogers that were big beer people. We exchanged brewery stories. It got a little busier in there from when I first got there. They don't have a patio, but I wanted to see. There's a picnic table here, and I bet you probably can't bring your beer out here, but there is the picnic table. Yeah, they don't have a patio. So apparently they brew in the basement is where they brew their beer, and then their tap room was upstairs. They said they own this building, which is awesome. The owners live not too far away from here, is kind of the reason that they chose this location in East Bethel. That's about it, yeah. Nice guy. The tap room was probably better when all those like cool couches are out and there's not rules for other bullshit. But yeah, I definitely recommend going there. Sweet spot. I don't know if I need to say anything else right now. If I think of anything, I'll add it on later. But yeah, I had 2 beers. I had an IPA and a Saison. They were both really good. I think I might have liked the, well, I mean, I'm an IPA guy to begin with, so, I mean, you give me an IPA, I'm gonna like it. But the Saison was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I would recommend their beer to everybody. So yeah, if you are a beer person and want a little road trip, it's about, from where I live kind of in the South Metro. It's a little bit over an hour up here to Bethel, but it's not a bad trip. But now I'm going to go to Isanti, which has Thunder Brothers, another brewery. And I think that's not too far from here, maybe 20 minutes or so. But yeah, the clouds look dangerous, so maybe it'll rain, but